Hello, lovelies. It is time to unbox our growth kit. So excited for this kit. Definitely one of the ones that has caused so much opening and unearthing for me personally. You know, there's so many times that I messaged Rick and I was like, oh, why did Spirit want a growth kit? Because every time we do a kit, we get challenged with the very emotions that are causing the need for the emotion empowerment box that month. And this one, because it took a little bit extra time because of the quality of some of the items, we ended up getting to sit in that emotion and energy a little bit longer. And so I'm so excited to share all the videos. There will be more videos dropping as time goes on, but I wanted to dive in and show you what's inside first. So let's look inside. So first up is our growth tincture. This herbal tincture is designed to help to soften any transitions that you're going through. It also helps to open up your vivid dreaming. A lot of times when we sleep, we don't realize that while we're sleeping, our unconscious is pulling things forward and activating, and it's allowing what's in the unconscious to be seen, understood, and worked on. And a lot of the emotions that we don't process while we're in waking hours get moved into our unconscious in our little dreamland, and we move through them that way. It has the Damiana, which is a beautiful aphrodisiac, and also the blue lotus. The blue lotus we've talked about before. It really symbolizes going up through that murky, mucky mud and reaching for the light. And once it gets to the light, it opens and receives light for the first time when it blooms. And that helps us to anchor in. Now with this tincture, it is not approved by the FDA, so I am not telling you to ingest it. However, if you choose to put a few drops on your tongue morning and night, I'll never know. And usually one dropper full is plenty. You can start with one, and if you feel like you would like more, you can do more. You can do it a few minutes before bedtime, or you can do it morning and night and see how you feel. It just really helps to soften anxiety, the stresses we get when we're going through those massive growths. Next up, you have your beautiful bag. This is designed to hold all of your magical supplies. So when you're going on the go and you want to bring your tea, you want to bring your crystals, you can bring almost your entire kit this time in your beautiful bag. They do vary just a little bit, but we can't have enough witchy pouches that we can store our magical crystals and tools and herbs in, so you can have it on the go with you. When it comes to growth, we never know when we're going to get a wave of excitement and passion ignited and a huge growth spurt, right? We also never know when we might have a wave of growing pains. And so it's really important that you're allowing yourself to bring your tools with you, keeping them on you and part of your everyday life. Next up, we have tea bags. So these are your nice little disposable organic tea bags for your loose leaf tea. And then we have our growth herbal tea. The reasons I love this tea is because it has the butterfly pea flower, which helps with skin texture. It helps with eyesight. It helps with any type of inflammation of the physical body, though none of these herbs are meant to treat any medical condition. Okay, we're not doctors. Okay, there's the disclaimer. However, the really cool thing is it's a stress reliever. So when there's growth, there's pressure from the earth, there's that darkness that's coming, the opposing forces that will amplify you forward. So this tea is going to be geared around helping and supporting you with that. The next herb in here is the yarrow. Yarrow is helping to cool hot temperatures. So if you feel that fiery energy, it's going to help to cool that. It also helps with healing as well. Cuts, scrapes, bruises, helps digestive system, helps cold, and it's also known as being very protective. So it's a protective and healing herb. We've used this in many of our kits before, so of course we had to use it here. You can also use a little bit of this herb around your crystal grid as an altar or a ceremony. You can burn it or use it in the tea. We also have the hibiscus flowers, reminding us of that beautiful sensation of passion, nurturing, and the sweet, sweet, sweetness. Also has some vitamin C in there. And then we also have passion flower. Now, passion flower is designed to help with emotional balance. It helps to bring peace, helps to bring in friendship and connection. It also helps with the libido, so it ignites passion. And when we're looking at growing, we look at all of the areas of us we want to grow. And our sexual organs, that passionate center, is where we produce our essence into the world. So first comes through the mind. We have the crown, we're downloading, we're getting information from spirit, we're connecting dots, we're seeing what we want or what we don't want. Our heart starts to activate, starts to get all the emotions, the feels with what we want and why we want. And then our sexual organ, our pelvis area, is where we put those energies into action. So everything comes in and flows out, just like your digestive system, right? Your food comes in and it goes out. You think you're hungry, so you eat and it flows through your stomach, and then your waste product comes out. So it's kind of the same thing. So amplifying that sexual center is going to help softening it and remembering to keep your passions aligned. We don't want to get distracted. We want to grow. Now in your blue, beautiful velvet bag, we have your runes. Now these are blue onyx runes. They are, so beautiful. So you can use these to cast your runes. You can also use it as just utilizing the crystal energy as well. So onyx is very protective because what it does is it helps you to dial into that self-assessment, the self-wisdom. It also holds keys of ancient wisdom. And we chose the indigo color because it connects us with that divine wisdom coming through. As we're growing and we're stretching, it's really important that we're able to dive into where we're growing to, or why we're growing, or what we're letting go of so we can continue to grow. Onyx also helps to hold memories. It helps with sorrow. It helps with grief. It also helps to understand the dualities, outside and inside. So understanding that just because it's dark in a moment doesn't mean you're dark or the world is dark. It means that something is going on. It means that we're processing. It means that we're moving forward. It means that we haven't been buried. We've been planted. So that is your beautiful blue onyx. And next we have a little bit of ruins. So this is an amazing book that's just a simple guide to go through. And you can look at what each of the runes mean. So you can throw your runes and get lots of information, and it's not too overwhelming, but you can read through it. And then as you're divinating with your runes, you can dive into the book and explore a lot more. I really love that it's also small and portable. So you can carry it around with you, or it's not a big deal to bring it up, and it's not a huge time investment to read through. But it's nice because you can reference guide what different spreads look like and how they dance together. Now, if we dive into your beautiful green pouch here, we have the first thing up is your blue onyx pendant. So we're utilizing the blue onyx quite a bit this time. And this pendant is also created to be a secondary pendulum. So you can choose to wear it and activate all of that beautiful medicine with you, or you can use it as a pendulum. And one of the reasons why we wanted the blue onyx to be the pendulum as well is because it helps with emotional balance. It helps with releasing stresses. So if you're going to be under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure for that growth, wearing the blue onyx will help things to soften and flow. It helps to amplify intuition and helps to create an overall sense of happiness and contentment. So allowing that blue onyx to dance through your world is going to be so beautiful, and it's bright and it's vibrant, just like that beautiful sky, which we love. So your pendulum board, you can choose if you're working with shadow work or light work. That's why you'll notice there's a lot of duality in this kit. And that's because we really want to dive into understanding the concept of just because it's dark, it's just time to dig deep, or maybe it's time to rest, or it's time to soften because big growth is coming, or maybe you're at the point of the lotus and hitting that sunshine. So depending on what you resonate with, you can flip it, and you might even just grab it and plop it on a table and then go, oh, interesting, it's dark side up. I wonder if I'm working on shadow today. So it's another unconscious intuitive piece that can kind of come forward and give us some more information. Now, when you are using your pendulum, you hold it right in the center and you'll say, show me a yes, and it will move. Show me a no, and it will move. Look at that. Now, you'll notice on here there's some other signs. So we have yes and no. So if the pendulum is rolling back and forth between these two, that's a yes. If it goes this way, it's a no. And then if it goes to unknown, meaning it will kick harder to the unknown side or kick harder to the rephrasing side, then you know that either the answer's not revealed yet, there's too many variables, or there's change in motion. There's also the try again, meaning you didn't ask clearly, or rephrasing, word it differently. You're trying to have the pendulum tell you what to do. Now, I always say when using a pendulum, to make sure that you're not asking somebody else to make a decision for you. Make the decision. Say, okay, I've decided to go in this direction. For the highest good of all, is this the direction for me at this time? And then watch as it moves to, ooh, that was a big yes. There you go. So as you're using your pendulum, having the answer already in your mind, knowing exactly what decision you want to make, and then just looking for confirmation is going to be the best way to use this. Never ask it, should I do this? Should I not do that? Because it depends. What do you want? If your unconscious is saying, I want to suffer and be in the dark and in the cold, guess what? It's going to say yes, and you will suffer and still be in the dark and the cold. If you're saying, hey, I have this goal, I have this dream, I have this place I want to be, I want to move forward with my life in this area. Is this action that I'm deciding to take the highest aligned action I can take? Is this going to move me on my journey directly there? That's a really good specific question. Okay, so next in your little green pouch, we have some magical crystals, which we love. So one of the crystals that comes up in here are your Lemurian points. There should be 5 of them. Hopefully you have at least 5. So Lemurian crystals, Lemuria is an ancient civilization that predates Atlantis. So that's why we use the term Lemurian, because it's tied in with that civilization. And it's thought that their memories and their science and magic are all held inside the crystals. So the more, let's see if you can see this on the camera, the more textures you can get in yours, the better. So take some time and sit with your beautiful crystal and see what patterns or symbols, ooh, I just saw a snake in mine. See what patterns or symbols you're able to see inside of your crystal, because it's going to activate and help to connect a lot of deep inner wisdom, and also wisdom in sources that you haven't accessed yet. And we'll go over how to place those in your crystal grid in the next video. And the next crystal in our bag is the green one, our chrysoprase, which is the beautiful crystal that helps to eliminate waste, darkness, and toxicity from the body and from the mind and from the spirit. So it's definitely a crystal of clarity, of feeling at peace, feeling happiness, feeling prosperity, because you're not withholding with anything dark inside of you. And then our next stone is our peach moonstone. So we know that moonstone opens up intuition in the third eye, but when we use it with the peach color, it actually adds in an extra element. Now, peach moonstone, when it's the peach color, it helps to anchor in that divine feminine. It helps to pull in the nurturing that's necessary for growth. Helps with emotional balance as well. I'm starting to see a theme. Everything's emotional balance. Gee, interesting. Helps with that softness of understanding emotion and spirit, and the difference between when we activate something spiritually and when we're activating something emotionally and getting in our heads. So it's going to help with those passion centers, with anchoring in that heart space, that womb space, and allowing the journey to unfold from a higher divine creative perspective. So love that one. Next, we have our tarot card and the meditation with Rick. This is my favorite card in the deck. This is like, if Holly were a card, it would be this one. Maybe that and the star, because the star is pretty cool too. I literally have this dress that she's wearing. So not on purpose. I had it before I saw the card. And this is our beautiful divine feminine empress, and you will have a beautiful meditation with Rick, the tarot fellow, with that card. And lastly, we have our crystal grid. Now, don't forget, there is a crystal grid video as well that we will go over some of the meaning in this, but this is hand painted by yours truly. We have all the vines and some light codes and some sun quantum Reiki symbols that are all around it. So this is definitely amplified light growth protection. We also have the flower of Venus. So each of these little swirls and this inner flower shows the rotation of the planet Venus. And if you look, it's the same as what you would see in the core of an apple. So it's some deep sacred geometry and opening up into that lotus flower as well. So I love this, and we will talk more about it in the next video. I'm so excited that you chose to grab your growth and take it by the horns and really dive into making it a pleasurable experience. It's about expansion. It's about moving forward and letting your passions unflow without being impatient or rushing the soft, beautiful process. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.